To start, we're going to talk about Vladimir Lenin. He was a really important figure for the development of the Russian Revolution. He was the Prime Minister of the Soviet Union. So, first of all, let's talk a little bit more about his biography. He was called Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, and he was born in April 22, 1870, in Ulyanovsk, Russia. He was the founder of the Russian Communist Party. He led the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917. His occupations were architect, builder, and first head of the Soviet state. He was the founder of the organization known as Comintern, which was the Communist International. He was the greatest revolutionary leader since Marx. He created Leninism, which was the worldview of communism that was Marx and works conjoined with Lenin's successors. He was the third of six siblings. He was very educated and highly cultivated. A very significant event in Lenin's life was in 1887. The more significant and more tragic situation came in 1887, when Lenin's older brother, Alexander, a university student at the time, was arrested and executed for being a part of a group planning to assassinate Emperor Alexander III. With his father already dead, Lenin now became the man of the family. At the right, you can see a picture of Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. To continue a little bit more about his biography, the year his brother was executed, he enrolled to study law at Kansas University, but he got expelled for taking part in a student demonstration. In 1892, he earned his law degree. The work did not go unnoticed, and in December 1895, Lenin and several other Marxist leaders were arrested. Lenin was exiled to Siberia for 3 years. His fiancée and future wife, Nadezhda Krupskaya, joined him. Now that we know a little bit more about Lenin, let's talk more about the impacts on the Russian Revolution. The April thesis, which were several speeches turned into published articles on newspaper talking about the overthrow of the provisional government. In October 1917, Lenin's goal was to place Russia under Bolshevik control. Lenin was the leader of the Radical Socialist and Bolshevik Party, later renamed the Communist Party. The Radical Socialist Bolshevik Party, was a major political party in early 20th century Imperial Russia. This was a key player in the Russian Revolution. Its general ideology was revolutionary socialism of democratic socialist and agrarian socialist forms. So, Vladimir Lenin ideology and thoughts. So, let's talk more about Lenin's priorities and what he wanted to reflect on the Russian Revolution. First of all, we have the ensuring democracy to all the Russian people, including the working class. He wanted to end the oppression of minorities, nationalities, and women. He wanted to ensure all citizens a dignified life that excluded exploitation. He wanted to tackle capitalism by breaking down the system, for example, confiscating large landowners' land and abolishing private property in order to redistribute them to peasants. Lenin collectivized all factories, mines, and transports in 1918. Councils that defended their workers' rights and interests were set up. So many people think that Lenin was a dictator, but Leninism became the slogan of a parasitic dictatorship. Many consider that the ideas established by Lenin were opposite from the ideas of Stalin, who led the Soviet Union from 1920 to 1953. He encouraged democracy and workers' rights. So, what were some of Lenin's thoughts? In Russia, 80% of the population was peasant, and according to Lenin, they should play a major role in the government's conduction. Therefore, it was necessary to take political power, replace the government of the capitalist class with the rule of the working people. So at the right, we can see a picture of all the working class or of the people that joined together to fight for the Russian Revolution. And at the bottom right, we can see a painting of the minorities fighting the revolution. So what were some key events in Lenin's life? Some of the key events in Lenin's life was the Bolshevik Revolution, which was a Russian revolution on November 6th and 7th, 1917, and this was the most significant political event of the 20th century. The Bolshevik Revolution grants Vladimir the position of being one of the most important political leaders of the whole world. He has been regarded as recognition of being the greatest revolutionary leader and revolutionary statesman in history, as well as the greatest revolutionary thinker since Marx. After the revolution, Lenin headed the new Soviet government that formed in Russia. The implications of Lenin's visions for the Russian Marxists became evident at the Second Congress of the Russian Social Democratic People Party. So on the right we can see a picture of Vladimir Ilyich Lenin and also Vladimir Lenin at the front of the Russian Revolution leading all those people.